Hello, beautiful sexy souls. Welcome back to the channel. So the reading we are doing today is what you could work on to enhance your magical gift. So we will be sort of talking about eclectic magic sort of topics. So if that's something that you're not interested in, you might not resonate with this. As always, the timestamps are down below in the description box and you can jump straight to where you need to go to. And this is group number 1, this is group number 2, and this is group number 3. And I will catch you in a momento. Okay, hello group number 1. Sorry about this really elongated view. I need to get a new tripod because this one is just really not holding the weight. Straight away to start off, we have the witch. So that is kind of Gemini, Virgo energy as well. And one thing that I'm paying attention to is the moon, the red moon there, the blood moon. Now we have a blood moon coming up on the end of January, so paying attention to that time. If you're someone who likes to do certain rituals around that time, that could also be something that, you know, this reading might give you hints as to what it is that you want to focus on. Also, something to do with a sacred space, casting a circle, protecting your energy, and also with the sword facing upwards, being very direct about what your intention is and what it is that you want to manifest. Okay, so part of what you can enhance using your magical gifts is your understanding of the occult, your understanding of the hidden realms and how to sort of pull them in and make them tangible. That's something that you are naturally good at. That's why you got the witch. You have a lot of willpower and you need to pay attention to that as well. You will just do something and you will try and try and try until you make it perfect. You are a naturally born manifester, and if you overdo it, you then defeat the purpose of using your gifts in a powerful way. You have to just be very specific with the universe and say, listen, I want this. Another thing, you hold everything within you. Creating a sacred space when you're doing any kind of self-development sort of stuff, any kind of magic, witchcraft, whatever, make sure that you're always constantly cleaning your sacred space. That's something that I am hearing. But you know everything intuitively already. You don't really need to be looking up different ways to manifest or law of attraction stuff or spells for abundance, etc., etc. You don't really need to do that because you already know how to do that intuitively. You just have to trust in yourself, okay? Which brings me on to the next card, which is confidence. Okay, confidence here is one thing I want to point out is, like I already said, stop comparing yourself to other successful people or other people that are doing something that you want to do. You need to just cut that out. Okay, if you want, you can, some of you work with angels, I'm hearing, to help build your confidence, and practice makes you more confident. That's why it's called a spiritual practice. It takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of time, and same goes for law of attraction, etc. Okay, it takes a lot of time, but it also takes a lot of effort, and the more effort you put into it, the more confident you get in yourself, because the more the universe can provide for you, because the universe sees you putting in the effort, and it has to naturally give back. Okay, it's like, oh, they put in the energy, so we have to give them the exchange of what they deserve, because this is what it is. It's what you give in to the universe, you get back. Okay, so yeah, another thing, you could work with angels during whenever the sun shifts into a new constellation, and you can work with the shadow side of yourself as well during the moons, the parts of you that are hidden beneath the surface. The next card we have, so I said we have the Aquarius here, and this, for me, if you align yourself with working with the powers of the universe, okay, as above so below, the waters above, the waters below, and the Aquarius is the energy that sort of alchemizes that, because Aquarius is an air sign, so it's like the sort of the bridge, okay? you're getting the information from the heavens above, and you're able to then collaborate with the universe and use the ideas that it's sending you, and you do something with that. Okay, so you're a natural medium. You naturally just hear the messages coming to you very quickly and easily, but just paying attention to what sort of gets in the way sometimes of you staying in that alignment with the heavenly bodies. Okay, but yeah, it'll flow through you as a channel. Okay, so once you start to build your confidence, create this sacred space, and then hear the information coming in and then acting upon it, you're literally going to flow as if you don't even know how it's happening. You're going to become quite shocked, as like something is almost just naturally flowing through you, and it doesn't feel like you as a person, human. It feels like it's something higher, a higher power. So it is going to grow your faith in something, you know, being there, something protecting you, something wanting you to do more, your higher self, God, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but you are going to trust in that. So we have the 6 of Wands, victory. So I'm going to put that just in the center here. And with the victory card, I feel like this is, so there's like the phoenix, the 2 phoenixes there, and that's like rising from the ashes, and we have the cauldron there in the background as well. The intentions and what you put in and what you are willing to alchemize is going to make you very successful. Okay, there is some sort of a rebirth here with the cauldron, the ashes, the phoenix here rising from the ashes. You're going to just feel like you're naturally becoming successful without having to put too much effort into it. Also, you will definitely be going through some sort of a rebirth and changing up just the colors here, the way that they're trying to work together, the flowers as well. You're blooming, blossoming into something different and new style of how you like to do things, and you're changing it and shifting it and evolving it into something even more unique and more in tune with who you are right now as a person. Okay, you might not, well, who you will become. Okay, so this card is representing sort of the shadow sort of aspect. The way that I feel about this with the Fool is this guy's creeping behind there. The way that I feel about this card is that something that you are going to be challenged with is you are very gifted, and a lot of people want to hear your insight, but they also want to lead you down a path where you are getting distracted by things that don't matter. Okay, so you might also be very gullible and believe certain teachers and not get the signs straight away that, you know, they're trying to use what you know and what you're good at and twist it and turn it into something that they can benefit from. So with the Fool here, you just need to be very certain about what you're doing as well. Okay, because with the Witch here as well, you want to be making sure that you're not doing any energy work that is risky, if you know what I mean. Okay, stuff that is going to create karma for you, or stuff that is not stuff that doesn't have good intentions in it and it doesn't really benefit anybody. Okay, so just make sure that you are paying attention to that. Where your true power lies is the 9 of spells. If you can see in the background, there's like little eyes sort of peeking in there. When I see this 9 of spells, I always think that I haven't used this deck much on the channel. I use it for myself mostly. I love it because it's so whimsical, is that the word? But yeah, this 9 of spells, I feel that this is like you, again, casting a circle, and it's under the card with the circle. So it's like you have all of this ancient knowledge and you are sort of protected. Okay, they're trying to stop you from waking up that ancient sort of power. The shadow aspect fears that you are going to wake up and realize your own power and potential, and then you are, you know, no longer needing to be afraid of really anything. So you're becoming more and more fearless. Okay, you're not worried about going out into the forest and being in the darkness. You don't care who's watching you. You don't care who's trying to stop you or intervene. When you're serious, you're serious. So When you're not so serious, you're kind of just in a fun-loving energy, that's when people kind of try to come in and try and, you know, use you in a different way. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from that. And the last card we have is the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles, it's the positive thing about your gift is you naturally just heal very easily. Okay, so with the Queen of Pentacles, I really feel that you're so connected to the earth that it doesn't really matter what tries to stop you. You will quickly put up your protection spells, put up whatever you need to do to gain back your boundaries or whatever it is. But with the Queen of Pentacles, I just feel like healing comes very easy to you because you are strongly connected to nature and this mature energy of a past life or something, or just your ancestors gifting you what they know. I don't want to guess what your magical gifts are because a lot of you, I feel like, are healers or are some sort of mediums or psychics in some way. Just with the, obviously we have the Witch, we have the Knight of Spells, we have the Queen of Pentacles. You're definitely on the right track. Okay, just be sure to know who's behind your back and who's trying to use you for their own intentions. That's the only thing that I would say here. So you could really work on making sure that you are saying no. But yeah, thank you so much, group number 1. Leave a comment down below if this made sense and you enjoyed it, and I will catch you all next time. Goodbye. Hello, group number 2. Sorry about the very long view. I am going to have to get a new tripod just because I can't point it. I can't keep it like facing down without it's like falling on me because it's not strong enough. So yeah, I'm going to, right now I couldn't be bothered trying to fix it and sort it out, so this will do. But yeah, let's begin. The first card we are obviously looking at is the Death card. And obviously this is not to do with the death. This is more so the main thing that you want to pay attention to is transformation. So if you are into astrology, you would want to look at where Scorpio placements are. If you are a Scorpio, this might also be an indication that this is something that is part of your purpose in life, is to really, transformation is one of the key elements to your growth, your spiritual development. It is with everybody. Yeah, it feels like the true abundance comes from not being afraid to let go of parts of you that no longer serve you, etc. You could write something down on a piece of paper and go into the forest and sort of shine the light on what you want to let go, and then actually physically bury it into the earth, obviously making sure that it is decomposable. That's something you can do. Also with the Death card, the Death card for me is about forgiveness as well. So forgiving your old self, okay? So that you can fully move and transition into the new version of yourself. So that's something that you would want to work on, that would ultimately enhance you completely. It's a complete transformation. So this is the main thing that your guides sort of want you to pay attention to. Next, we have travel. I'm hearing it has to be about getting you on traveling and switching into the timeline that is most suited to you right now. Okay, after you go through this transition, you have travel here, which could also indicate that you're literally going to travel, but you will start to discover this new path has been wanting certain information or a certain sign to come into your life to guide you to the next step. I really believe that with the travel card here, it's more so to do with you being more connected to your higher self, that you can travel between spaces consciously, like different dimensions I'm even hearing. So this could be connected to that Scorpio energy as well. I just feel like your magic is going to be enhanced in a way that you're able to travel astrally or travel through, I don't know, maybe you will want to start doing like plant medicine or something like that. I'm not sure what it is, but there's some sort of metaphysical traveling going on here. So yeah. Okay, next we have Okay, we have, this is the, in, this stands for the bottom of the sky. Okay, it is the root, it says root here. Okay, this is from my star codes oracle. Bottom of the sky. So basically what I'm picking up from this is things coming up to the surface, okay? And this here being the sort of from like the first house all the way over to the 6th house is sort of the waters of the earth in astrology, okay? And then the waters above is the external world or whatever, so okay. And the way that I feel is about this is how you can align yourself is being comfortable with going really, really deep into certain topics and certain discussions, particularly around your home, your family, your where you feel like you fit in, where you feel like you come alive. So paying attention to that, like what is it really that lights you up? What is it really that makes you feel strong? That's what you want to pay attention to. That's what's going to help you align with your purpose, okay? It could also have to do with things, clues to do with family or to do with your past, your childhood and stuff that could be coming up now and resurfacing again that you're wanting to pay attention to. You're just hearing there's little clues, nuggets of information there for you to discover. Now we're going to, you can pull the other cards. Okay, so we have the 6 of Swords, and it says science, and I feel like what you're going to benefit from is understanding the cycles because the way that I'm seeing this is just like seeing it as like the Sabbaths or the cycles or earth, air, fire, water, or you know, the 4 elements and all that jazz, 4 seasons. And with the 6 of Swords and science, it's telling me that you understanding the science of things and then understanding the elements and how and when is the best time for you to work with those energies. So this could be calling you to go a little bit deeper into esoteric knowledge. It might be this is your calling, that if you want to enhance your magical abilities, you need to know where they stem from and how does that get to the root, like really questioning. I feel like you, group number 2, it's all about questioning. It's all about trying to understand it on a deeper level. You don't want to just do something because other people are doing it. You're actually really gifted in the sense that you can understand why people do it, but you don't understand why they're doing it if they don't understand it. Am I making sense? I don't know what I'm making. I'm trying to make sense of this, but like, you're like not going to do it because everyone else is doing it. That's basically what it is. And you're gifted in that way of seeing that. Now, with the 5 of Pentacles here, this is basically something that is a challenge with you, is that you sort of, it's partly to do with oversharing, and I do think that you deep down you do trust people, but then again what happens is you tend to overshare, or you tend to go too deep for certain people, and you might not realize it, but they then are like going along with it so that they can behead you. Meaning basically kind of flip things around and steal your knowledge and using it for their own benefit, because this is about people having to do what they've got to do, okay? They don't want to be left behind, basically. So they're gonna, you might sometimes attract people who will use you because of how well you are at copping on to certain things in life. They then might try to get close to you, and then at the last minute snap your neck. Not literally, but like just backstab you. It could also be connected to family members, not immediate family, but people connected to the family. Okay, this could be something that you've noticed in the past. There may be some things there that want to be cleared out. It could be something to do with your ancestors as well, having this sort of thing happen to them. So you would want to do a little bit of spiritual work and getting to the root of why this is karma that seems to come up and seems to grow from the roots up into the earth and manifest in this way that's just not very nice. Okay, so that would be something for you to meditate on and ground yourself into understanding it a little bit more. Okay, so where the real power lies is, again, look, we have the moon. The moon here, again, as I said, shining a light, I'm seeing this. So you are, this is proper like Scorpio, seeing beyond the illusion, okay? And this is, the moon is again is connected to the 4th house, so these cards are all kind of talking to each other here. But with the moonlight card, I do feel like your true power is like with the dream world, the astral world, or being able to see beyond the veil, seeing through the mist, the mystery, and not really being affected by these energies. Okay, so the moon's energy might not affect you in the way that it affects other people, but you do like to work with it. So you could call yourself like a lunar witch, or someone who likes to work with the lunar cycles or something along those lines. But this is your true gift, is that you don't get brainwashed into certain belief systems. And again, that's going back to what I talked about when I said that you don't really go with what other people are doing, because you can see the bullshit behind it. But then again, most people that go along with these things are only doing it to look a certain way. So what you want to do is let those people do what they want to do, and don't teach them or try and explain to them why they shouldn't be doing something. You know where you are, and you don't need to prove that to anybody. Because once you're trying to prove something to someone, that is you basically trying to prove to yourself that you trust in your own intuition. So don't try and prove anything to people. That's basically what I'm getting from that, because that's just an illusion in itself. That's trying to trick you into feeling bad about saying certain things and trying to silence you. Okay, the best way to be silenced is to just trust and not have to speak about it. Because once you keep things to yourself and you just trust in it and you're comfortable with that, the universe or the forces that try and mess with you can't really mess with you if you trust and you keep things to yourself. Now obviously speak up when you need to speak up, but meaning like things that you're 100% sure that is part of your reality, you don't need to try and prove that. That's basically what I'm getting to, okay? And lastly, just here with the 4 of Swords, this is basically saying that the easy thing for you here is that you can just reflect on things very quickly. Not many people can do this the way that you do. You just sit there, you scratch your head for a little second, you're like, okay, I understand now. I need to do that. I need to move forward in this direction. And you easily just get on with it, and you don't really need the help of others. Probably not someone who does pick a card readings that often even, or you don't need to do them that often. You might just do them for fun. Because you easily reflect on what to do next without the help of other people. That's something that I'm picking up from this, okay? So yes, I hope you enjoyed this reading, group number 2. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Okay, hello group number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's see what you can do to enhance your magical abilities. I don't know why I changed my accent there, but let's go. So the first card that we have here is Fortune, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and it could be connected to Sagittarius or Pisces energy. Okay, so that's just something I want to point out. And what I'm getting here is the main thing that you have to pay attention to is actually wanting to connect back with some sort of a higher power, or understanding that whatever creative blockages that you've recently went through, they were very much necessary. So you might have been feeling like you were about to start doing something, and then something else comes and gets in the way. Okay, so it could be that you're creatively blocked, or sometimes you have an abundance of ideas, but you don't really know how to manage them all. So something that I'm getting from this Wheel of Fortune is that you have to come up with a way to flow with these creative ideas and notice the ones that you're working on that are actually going to bring in abundance. So if you start working on a creative idea that isn't really going to get you to, isn't really going to bring in the money or bring in the abundance, then you should focus. You should just write those ideas down and get back to them when you have time. But really what this is trying to say is you need to pay attention to what are the things that are actually going to benefit you with your fortune, with moving forward, so that you can be proud of what you're going to achieve, okay? And another thing is, so the Wheel of Fortune, like, it goes around, it goes in a cycle. People will look at the Wheel of Fortune and be like, oh, that's a lucky card. Upright or reversed, it's unlucky. And these are just words, okay? Because one week you might be lucky and then the next week you might be unlucky, but it's just about balance. Like, everything has ebb and flows, and this is just the cycle and the circle of life. So it's how you want to pay attention to it, what you want to focus on. That is the main thing here, okay? So it's really just realigning what you're focusing on is the main thing that I'm picking up here, okay? So the next card we have is the Peace card. So if you sort of work with the universe and you get into a rhythm of working on the creative ideas that are actually going to bring you in that abundance, that's when you're going to feel like this peace of mind coming in, because you write down your ideas and you put them to the side, and now you're like, no, but doesn't matter what comes into my mind, I'm still going to continue doing the thing that makes me the abundance, okay? Anything else, any other distractions, you just have to take a breath, write it down, or if it's someone who's coming in while you're working on something, just take a breath and just say nicely to them, I'm working on something. Please fucking leave. No, don't let things create chaos. When you start off doing something and you're in that energy of peace, you just ask the angels, your guides, your spirit guides, whatever, you ask them for a little bit of that peace of mind, they will do that. So if someone's interrupting, just ask your guides, okay, I want you to respect my space, and I want you to make sure that nothing is going to distract me today. It's about how you ask them as well, okay? Just put in an order to God, okay? Because at the end of the day, peace is there if you really, really want it, okay? If you're doing something and you're overdoing it, the reason all of these distractions or things will come in and put you out of balance is because you're overdoing it. You're putting yourself out of balance. So your guides are sort of sending in people to throw you off because you're not getting it, okay? So it's really important when you're doing creative things to take 20-minute breaks in between, do some yoga, whatever. Just don't overdo it, because that is the wrong thing that people keep doing these days, is they are overdoing this hustle culture kind of thing, okay? You don't need to do that. You can just enjoy creating. Don't make it into something that is hard work, okay? Because you don't want to be creating something and not enjoying it, because creative work is about healing, is about letting your creativity get out onto some sort of canvas or whatever it is, and that is also then going to help people and heal people as well. We have debilitated and discomfort. The way I'm seeing this is it's kind of connected to the Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't matter what way you go, everything comes back around, okay? So if you're avoiding something now, when you get to the top, it's going to approach you again. You have to walk through it, get a little bit uncomfortable, and feeling that discomfort. But then again, you have that chance to escape it again, or go towards it, or whatever. You always have a choice when it comes to things, karma and stuff coming your way. Okay, so every time the cycle comes around, you get to choose. What do you want to do? Do you want to confront this right now, or you want to wait for it to come back around in a couple of years, in a couple of weeks, depending on what it is and depending on how important it is, and if it's from this lifetime or another lifetime or whatever it is. So when you go towards things that are discomfort, are uncomfortable, Jesus, that word's annoying me now. Discomfortable. I can't say it because it's not a word. Discomfortable. I just made that up. I think I did. Is discomfortable a word? No, it's not. I made that up. Okay. But yeah, there's something that I'm seeing with this as well. It's like, once you sort of pay attention to everything sort of happens in cycles, and, you know, come to terms with it's okay to feel this uneasy feeling at times. It's just natural. It has to happen. It's part of life. Once you sort of come to terms with that and like enjoy the harder times, because you know that the good times are going to come anyway. So it's like really taking on the challenge when the going gets tough. Be like, I'm just going to really dive into this and just see what the hell it wants me to sort out. Because it seems like it's quite important. If your guides are trying to bring it in, then it's important, and it's usually these uncomfortable things are the things that change our life for the best. Well, obviously always the best, but in massive ways. Something I'm seeing in my mind with this card is like, you know, in the Hunger Games, the one where they're in like a clock, and then they realize that every time something happens in a particular part of the clock thing that they're in, the simulation thing that they're in, this is what I'm seeing with this. Is like, the way that you can work with the universe is knowing the natural flow of things, understanding astrology and things like that. It's just something I'm getting, okay? I just feel that you are able to see things from a bigger picture, but you just have to really work on the smaller details so that you can welcome in these higher energies. Now, let's go on. And yeah, we have the Hanged Man. So obviously that's just enhancing what I've said. So the Hanged Man is saying that working on these things will enhance your ability to see things with a new set of eyes. Let things happen and be okay with it. And I think that you're going to be getting a lot better at dealing with that, okay? Now, the next card we have the Strength card here. This castle is standing out straight away. It's reminding me of this, and that's where I'm putting that card. Okay, so with the Strength card, I feel like the castle is where you're safe, okay? You're safe, you're comfortable there in the castle, and here's like the bridge. So she's on the bridge, and every bridge has two sides to it. Every person has two sides to them. Don't look at your weaknesses as a bad thing. Look at them as actual strengths. So things that you have always said to yourself that are your weak spots, how can you flip it and change it and realize, wait a second, this is a gift. This is something that I want you to look into a little bit more, is the things that you say about yourself. How can you change them and see them in a new way, okay? Because the Hanged Man is there. You always can flip anything. You may also need to tame the beast, because she's in the middle of the bridge. And this might be something that is very much coming up for you now, is you might have a lot of anger towards certain people or the external world or whatever it may be. So something that is a challenge for you right now and is part of your shadow is for you to work on being okay with other people outside of you not being okay. Well, in whatever way, shape or form that means for you, okay? And always keeping in mind that every person has two sides to them. So even if they're being nasty, they do have a good side there deep down somewhere that you might not see, and you might not need to see it, but just know that it is there. It might only come every 5 years, but it is there. There is something there within them that is a bit of good. So just knowing that everybody has different levels to what kind of a person they are, okay? But we're all from the same source. That's just what I'm trying to get at. And the next card represents your true power. We have the Ace of Visions. Now, the way that I see this card is I really think that your beauty, so you could be someone who likes beauty spells or glamour magic or whatever, but the Ace of Visions, I do think that helping people understand how they can work on being confident in their own skin, that's part of your power. You're gifted in the way that you make people feel confident about who they are. And yeah, the last one is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this is just, I think of this as the castle again, and underneath it is the Peace card. So I think you find it really easy to talk about the things that you've already done in life, or you're proud of certain things that you've built up, or it's really easy for you to work really hard on things because you like to do things in the shadows on your own, whatever it may be. This is the easy thing for you to do, but you kind of need to get up off your ass and leave these things behind so that you can work on things that are harder for you to go towards, which is caring for yourself, looking after yourself, really putting the effort into what you speak, okay? So you're very good at helping people see the beauty in themselves, but you also need to do that work with your own self. This is something that you're learning. You don't always show the parts of you that are vulnerable, and that's the parts of you that are vulnerable is the parts that people are really wanting to hear you talk about, okay? But yeah, that is all I have for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Leave a comment down below if you did, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye.